What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to my year in review, which I suppose is a ramble. I suppose it is. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm looking back over my year of 2017, and to do this I'm going to use my diary, which wasn't the most professionally done written of diaries, I admit that. But then it's the first time I've actually written a diary, like, you know, every day for like a whole year. So looking back over the year, it started off, well, it's been a good year around. It started off quite good and it's ended quite well. It's had its ups and downs, like all years do, I suppose. All years have their ups and downs to varying degrees. But I felt for me this year has been particularly good. You know, it's been good, it's felt good. Yes, like I say, yes, there's been ups and downs, but essentially I think I've come out on top. I mean, it's going back to my, like earlier in the year. I won't go through specific days other than like events, but my birthday is in like March, so that's what I class as like an early part of the year. So it's interesting to look back over that. I had a really good birthday in 2017. It was when the triumvirates came out. You remember those, and I got a couple of those, and it was brilliant. And I had a great day. I went to Exeter. That was pretty awesome. I'm looking back over my diary, just skimming through pages, and most of the time it says things like great day, great day, great day, great day. Apart from like here, sore throat, feeling generally crappy, so I was ill that day. But other than that, other than getting ill, I've had not a bad day. Not bad at all. It's been quite eventful. I changed my car. So I sold my old car and I gained my new car, which is why I started doing the car casts. I've started quite a few different video series this year of 2017, so I'm quite pleased with that. Not least of which these month in reviews, but you know, I had Batman going on. It was a toss-up between Batman and Guild Ball at the time. I remember that. It's just been brilliant. And although the Batman thing, I'm not. I mean, I like the miniatures from Night Models. I do like their miniatures, but I'm not hugely. I'm not a great fan of Night Models in general. I just, I've got my reasons. I'm just not a huge fan of them. But I didn't go to Salute this year or any other convention. I saved the money and I used it on other things instead. The Dark Imperium box set, for one, I bought that with the funds I would have spent in Salute. So I'm not sad that I did that or anything. I'll probably do the same thing next year, thinking about it. Back in April, went to see theatre company La Nave Bet in Dracula, the Bloody Truth. That was interesting too, because I do like them. They're a big favourite of mine, so that was good to see them outside of like a pantomime-esque type environment. I see a lot of things about my old car having to go over MOT, and this went wrong, that went wrong. So in many ways it was a blessing that I had to sell him and get my new car. Being a new car, it should be more efficient, less likely to go wrong. One would hope. But it's an ideal car for doing car casts, and I was able to get my Memory Lane series up and running, which I've wanted to start doing for a long time, and it's still early days yet, and I've got a long way to go with that, but I'm hoping that next year, 2018, I'll be able to get a big chunk of that one done as well. So I've got plans for that I want to do. I mean, I'm really a nostalgic kind of guy. I do kind of look back over the years, and when I look at an area, like for instance where I used to grow up or play as a child, you know, I see ghosts of the past going, running around and stuff like that. You know, so it's good for me to do these things, I think. All in all, I didn't get too poorly that many times this year, which is like a first for me, I think. Because normally I get ill quite often with the MS related stuff anyway, but I've been, fingers crossed, that goes to my phone, but fingers crossed that trend will continue and I'll get healthier and healthier. I managed to come off of almost all of my pharmaceutical prescription medication and switch to natural remedies such as willow bark tea, some of which I have here. One of the major ones that replaced was Repenerol, which is a very bad drug. It's not good for you at all. So I was super pleased to get a shot of that and stick with the willow bark tea. Didn't get to play as much Zombicide this year as I would have liked, but I've done a fair bit though. Let's have a look here. See, it's funny looking back. June the 19th, I purchased. I received and built my Razorback that I purchased from eBay. See, I don't even remember doing that. Don't remember doing that. I wonder what that was for. I can't even remember what army that was for. But yeah, that's been good. My daughter ended up switching from Lipson College to the Plymouth College of Art and Design, which was the best thing she could have done because, you know, they're more on the ball there. And they treat them more like adults. Excuse me, I'm going to have a look at that. Not look at it, but just switch it to silent so that it won't interrupt. There we go. I've played a few games this year, not as many as I would have liked. Yeah, so I'm hoping maybe next year we'll be able to play more games as well. I've got the expansion for Congo came out in 2017, so that was good. So that was another one. And of course 8th edition for 40k. These are all big things that happened in my hobby world. So it's been very exciting for me from my perspective. And yes, I've got some things in mind I would like to get into for next year. And I'm not going to mention one of them because I'm not entirely sure if I will get into it. I may do it kind of on the quiet, and then when I have a sizable force built up or whatever, and I've played through some of the rules, and I think, yeah, I might reveal this now, but until then, no, in case things go wrong, as they can do sometimes. So I'm going to leave that one on the back burner. But there are other things I want to get into. I want to get into other armies. I'd like to get into Tau, expand the armies I've got as well. Necromunda, of course. I mean, I'm loving the look of that game, and I'm super excited just to get on with doing those miniatures, and I can't wait. But I really must get these Death Guard because I haven't been in the studio at all over Christmas. So, and I'm in today here now, but I'm not painting. So I'm looking at my Death Guard, and they're not any further on than they were before Christmas, but that's okay. I got to see my mum a few times this year. Didn't go up to Honiton as much as I would have liked. I want to try and do that more often in the new year. So starting with the January, because my mum's birthday is in January, so I'll be going up in January for sure. Of course, the big thing this year has been the publication of my wife's book, A Night of Phalor, which has been totally well received, I have to say. So thank you to people that have read it so far and have liked it so far. I appreciate that. It's available now on electronically and printed versions. Obviously the printed version is going to be dearer because you've got the printing costs and all that kind of thing, and obviously postage as well is going to be more than the electronic delivery fee from, say, a Kindle, for example. But that's been awesome. So this year, she's had interest from 6 different publishers now, which has been awesome, and they varied so much in what they can offer, and what the type of contract, and I've read through them with fine-tooth combs. I have, but so it's been it's a bit of a roller coaster on the publishing side of things, but I've been hoping, I don't know whether we'll get to next year, hoping to go to some literary conventions or book festivals and things like that, do some promotion that way. Social media, of course, and if I could ask anybody to get the word out there. I did make a video about the book when it was released on Kindle, although you can purchase it on many platforms. So you don't have to have a Kindle. You can get it on iPad, for instance. But so I'll put a link up in the corner there for that, because I made a video about it, just telling people about it, and so we're super excited about that. It's been brilliant. I mean, we went to Prague this year, the 2 of us, so that was awesome. That's another thing we did, and we made a load of notes. I talked through ideas, my wife made notes, and we had a great time. This is notes for like book 3, if you can believe that. She's almost finished book 2 now. It's just a case of it's just a case of editing and that, but that takes 4 or 5 drafts before beta reading, and so it's be a while yet, but so that's exciting now, and I'm looking forward to seeing her face when she sits down to start book 3 with a blank screen, as it were, like chapter 1. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. What else? It's difficult to try and pinpoint things in the year. Did my second commission this year of Vampire Cats. I'm not wanting to be a commission painter. It transpired that was how it was. I gained a few subscribers, so let's have a look. I didn't start making a note of my subscriber count until 22nd of June, and I had 693 subscribers. Ending the year on a little over 900. 200 and something in a year. It's not bad. It's a slow climb with my channel, I'm aware of that, but it's a steady one, and I'm hoping people will stick around, because I'm always on the lookout for doing different things and expanding, as well as keeping up with what I currently do. And I am hoping to get back to some older stuff like Ronin that I was into a long time ago, and kind of breathe some new life into that. that would be good as well. Kind of revamp the series and kickstart that. That would be really good, because there's a lot of samurai figures around now, and I feel that could be popular enough as a niche. Whether I stick with Ronin as a rule set or go something else. Yeah, you got Test of Honor, you got Daisho. There's a few around now anyway. And I've always threatened to do pirates. That's another thing. But I would like to get a couple of big models next year. And I've got my eye on Magnus the Red. I just love that model. I don't even have a place in any of my armies for him. I just love the model of him. I just think he's brilliant. I'd love to have a go at painting him. I think I could do some justice on that one. I think I hear some birds jumping around on the roof or whatever. Had some serious storm weather the other day. That was early hours of the morning towards the end of the year. Wow, biggest storm I've ever seen in my life, I think. It sounded like the windows were going to cave in. I mean, they're new double glazed windows, and it's like people firing stones at them, or something. But yeah, it's been a great year though, and we ended the Christmas. Well, the Christmas Eve. So we didn't end Christmas, but we started with La Nave Again. We watched Christmas Carol, and that was great. We did have what you would call a lean Christmas this year. We made a pact, my wife and I, not to get each other much, because we feel that people go too crazy spending loads and loads of money, and it's a struggle, and you always end up out of pocket. It's a struggle in like the month of January to try and pick it back up again, and you've got other things to pay for. We feel that there's really no need, so we agree with that, and it worked out quite well for the most part. I mean, both of us went slightly over budget on each other, but we didn't do too badly, I have to say, and I'm pretty impressed with that. I got some boxes, some of those really useful boxes, those kind of things, to pack away our decorations in, and they're going to go up in the loft, and yeah, so next year it should be a lot easier putting decorations up and getting them down and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a good year all around. I'm sure. I've met and picked up some friendships from years gone by, from people I like I used to go to school with or haven't seen in years, and that's been good as well. So it's been a good year for that, rekindling old acquaintances and friendships. That's good too, and I feel that 2018 could be a good year. I'm hoping it will be anyway. I really do hope so. Fingers crossed. And I hope you guys have a good year as well. I wouldn't mind watching anybody else that wants to do a review of their year. I'm not particularly interested in hearing people bash certain companies or anything like that. I don't really want to hear that. But just about yourself personally. Don't have to go too personal. But generalistically, I'm interested in hearing how you've done, how you've got on, and any plans you may have for the new year. That would be kind of cool. I do, well, the first time in a long time, have an idea of a New Year's resolution, and it's going to be not to let people walk all over me too much. What I mean by that is, as a family, we've had to put a couple of people in their place this year, and it was long overdue. People take advantage of you else, and it's been a long time, and I think, yeah, no more, not being dogs' bodies anymore, or running around for other people, letting other people have their way, above you. I mean, because you've got to look out for yourself, haven't you, in this world, and as a family, we're going to look out for number one, really. So, I mean, of course, we help other people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, people take advantage of you. They take you for granted. You know, you can, oh yeah, you can pick me up here and you can take me there, and I mean, I haven't agreed to that. You know, that kind of thing. You know, yeah, being a taxi all of a sudden. You know, it depends on what it is and who it is, but yeah, definitely going to stop people taking advantage of us. I think we're all going to be having that as a New Year's resolution. So but anyway, it'd be good to hear New Year's resolutions. They're kind of fun. You know, I don't really do them, but I think I'd like to this year. And other than that, I haven't really got anything else, so probably a good time to end it. So I'm going to say bye for now. So remember, all brushes lead to war, and I'll see you on the next video. It's been a great year. Bye bye.